here is a psychology insight most people aren't ready for. Falling in love quickly isn't actually about the other person. You know when you meet someone and suddenly they're all you think about after just a few days? Yeah, that's part of it. You've probably experienced this. You go on one amazing date, maybe two, and suddenly you're imagining your future together. You're checking your phone constantly. You feel this rush every time their name pops up, and in your mind, you've already decided this could be it. It feels electric. It feels real. It feels like fate. Psychologists call this emotional projection. And once you understand it, your entire dating history starts to make a lot more sense. Because here's the thing, when you fall in love fast, you're not actually falling for who that person is. You're falling for who you need them to be. Your brain fills in all the blanks with exactly what you've been missing. And that feeling, it's intoxicating because it's not about them. It's about you finally feeling seen, wanted, or enough. But here's where things get uncomfortable. This pattern doesn't show up randomly. It shows up in people who learned early on that love is something you have to earn, or something that might disappear if you don't hold on tight enough. Psychology shows that people who fall in love quickly often grew up in environments where affection was inconsistent. Maybe a parent was emotionally unavailable. Maybe love felt conditional. Maybe you had to perform or behave a certain way to feel wanted. So now, as an adult, when someone shows you attention, real attention, it triggers something deep. Your brain says, this is it. Don't let this go. This person will finally make you feel whole. But here's the real problem. You're not falling in love with them. You're falling in love with the relief of not feeling alone anymore. And that's why it hurts so much when it falls apart, because you weren't just losing them. You were losing the version of yourself that finally felt worthy. But this is only half the story, because there's another layer here that explains why this keeps happening, even when you swear you've learned your lesson. This happens because your nervous system confuses intensity with intimacy. When you meet someone new and there is this chemistry, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical involved in addiction. And if you've been starved for connection, that hit feels massive. Your brain tries to protect you from loneliness, but it ends up choosing speed over depth. You skip the slow, uncomfortable process of actually getting to know someone. Instead, you fast forward to the fantasy version where they're perfect, where you're safe, where nothing can hurt you. You think you're choosing love, but what's really happening is your survival instincts kicking in. You're trying to secure attachment before it slips away. For example, let's say you meet someone who texts you every morning. It feels amazing, right? But here's what your mind is actually doing in that moment. It's not enjoying the connection. It's scanning for proof that you matter. And the second they stop texting as much, you panic. Not because the relationship changed, but because your internal narrative did. If that made you pause, good, it means it hit where it needed to. This is the part you've been avoiding without realizing it. The reason you keep falling fast is because you haven't built a strong enough relationship with yourself yet. So you keep looking for someone else to do it for you. If you want to break this cycle, start with one question before you get emotionally invested. Am I falling for who they are or how they make me feel about myself? It sounds small, but it works, because once you can separate those two things, you stop projecting. You stop filling in the blanks. You start seeing people clearly, and that's when real connection actually becomes possible. The goal isn't to stop feeling, it's to slow down long enough to feel accurately. Once you understand this pattern, you can finally take control of it. You stop chasing the high and start building something real. Your mind is powerful, but so are you. And the person worth falling for is the one you can love slowly, clearly, and without losing yourself in the process. If you want more psychology breakdowns like this, the ones that actually explain why you do what you do, stick around. There's a lot more coming.